floor. When that video came out, what did it feel like knowing that that had now been public?
That's why they became so afraid at the end. Because when the cameras went off, he kept it up.
Well, you know that CNN isn't typically known for dishing out celebrity gossip, but times are changing fast, and this Diddy saga with his secret freak-off parties is now everywhere. Apparently, CNN got a bombshell footage that's got everybody in the biz buzzing nonstop. I'm talking about the secret video featuring none other than Will Smith and Diddy. Well, after Cassie's video got leaked and widely discussed on major news channels, it was just a matter of time before more crazy things would surface. It was previously reported that the music mogul has a vast collection of intimate footage that the feds found in his house, but many were aware he was inviting male celebs like Will Smith to share the pleasure of his company behind the closed doors.
It's a very small industry and that we all know each other, and I feel like people are afraid to speak up.
This video is currently causing a stir in the entertainment world. I don't even know if you can picture this. Will Smith and Diddy hanging out in what looks like the swankiest hotel room you've ever seen. Those few who have already seen this footage say it captures the famous actor and producer in a hotel room doing some really wild stuff. Before your imagination runs too wild, it's not exactly scandalous knowing Diddy's previous history with other celebs behind the closed doors. Diddy is used to hear his name associated with another drama, but this time the juicy tidbits concern another Hollywood titan, Will Smith. Diddy's former bodyguard named Gene Deal has given an exclusive interview where he unfurled shocking revelations that could potentially expose a scandal of monumental proportions in Tinseltown, implying at an intimate relationships between Will and Diddy. Here's the scoop. It seems Will's pitching something big to Diddy. Maybe it's a new blockbuster movie idea, a game-changing business venture. Knowing that his career is getting through a rough period these days, Will was allegedly pulling out all the stops to get Diddy on board. And as you know, there's only way to please this man.
If I'm thinking about another man, I'm thinking about uplifting.
But it wasn't just one-time experience. Apparently, Diddy got a taste of getting intimate with his pal Will Smith for multiple occasions, starting from Diddy's infamous parties and ending Turkish baths, where these two industry titans were scrubbing each other's backs. Well, we already know from Will himself that only a man can give him real pleasure that no woman can grant.
A man knows what a man needs.
But here's the craziest part of that story. Cassie may have also been a part of that encounter. You know how that story about Diddy and his freak-offs involving masked men surfaced. It turns out he really wanted to conceal the identity of men he was bringing to his hotel room. According to the lawsuit that Cassie filed against the music mogul, Mr. Combs brought a man to his home in Los Angeles. The man, Mr. Combs, and Miss Ventura wore masquerade masks and ingested substances. Mr. Combs directed Messi Ventura to perform intimate acts with this man while he watched them. The fact that Diddy and Will have been friends for years, and let's face it, their personal lives have never been perfect, adds an even murkier layer to this entire scenario. It's hard to ignore the seemingly too coincidental timing of both Diddy and Will being dragged in controversies regarding their intimate preferences. We all know that the music mogul has certain disposition to celebs he's welcoming in his house.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
But as it turns out, for special guests like Will, he books expensive hotel rooms. Diddy's bodyguard, Gene Deal, has echoed similar sentiments, claiming that many within the industry are aware of Diddy's affairs with Will and their secret rendezvous away from the prying eyes. As Gene Deal shared in one interview, there were many places when these shenanigans were taking place between the Academy Award actor and his ex-boss. I knew I should wait outside of Turkish baths for him. You know what they do in a Turkish baths? That's where a lot of DL men meet, and they all take hot baths together. To each his own though, right? But it's not just Diddy. Will has frequently faced the rumors about his intimate choices, and even worse, his own freaky nature became evident to many once he decided to kiss his own son on the mouth on live TV. Now that sounds too creepy, and you can only imagine what stuff he's been doing to Diddy when he thought no one was looking. Apparently, CNN plans to use this footage to share the breaking news about two actors. Some people even think it would serve as a distraction from the real mess going on in the country. As one person commented, notice how this isn't being covered much in the news because of all the other stuff. And another user added, so everyone knew but nobody said anything until it was convenient? Whether the footage is going to hit the news is one big question. But reports have circulated claiming that both men, Will and Diddy, were using women as covers. Young Miami, Diddy's latest girlfriend, before all this lawsuit drama, might be acting as a beard wife for Diddy, as Jada has been for Will. Especially knowing that Jada already said she and Will weren't living together since 2016.
You and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives. Yes. It was...
This revelation's just another proof that whatever was brewing between Diddy and Will had been ongoing for quite some time. And apparently, this wasn't the only affair for Will, as the actor was linked to similar affair with his fellow actor, Dwayne Martin. Dwayne's former assistant claimed to have witnessed Will and Dwayne engaging in intimate activities in a dressing room. What's even more startling is that this alleged affair between Will and Dwayne Martin seems to pale in comparison to the purportedly full-on freak festivals that Will supposedly engaged in with Diddy for years in hotel rooms across the country.
She said it's a freak-off session. If she says a freak-off session, brother, she ain't the only one freaking off.
Now, this can tarnish Will's career and reputation even more because, come on, who wants to ride with Diddy in 2024 when he's on full blast and under the investigation on some serious crimes? His empire started to crumble last year when Cassie finally got the courage to come forward and reveal her traumatizing experience. And you know the rest. It led to raids, multiple witnesses coming forward and accusing Diddy of serious crimes, and also the capture of many tapes, firearms, and electronic devices that the music mogul was hiding in his mansions. While the feds are working on the investigation, the attention of people is drawn to the list of celebs associating with Diddy all these years and what they have been doing behind the closed doors. To add more juice to this story, Cassie stated that Diddy recorded different intimate encounters, and she even managed to keep some of the videos on her phone. Apparently, if she decides to come forward and spill more beans on that story, there will be another familiar face dragged into the scandal.
And boy, oh boy, they probably gonna go after him too.
But as one insider claimed, there's no need for Cassie to do anything. She already began the revolution in the show business. And when it comes to exposing Will's affair with other men, you have Jada Pinkett Smith for that. Allegedly, the Smiths started to have problems in bed once Will tried it with other men. So Jada went on her own intimate adventure, which led her to sleeping with her son's friend who is much younger than her. But it's not like Jada was hiding this affair. She openly talks about her love life and has been behind many incidents that embarrassed her husband publicly, making it seem almost habitual for her to air their dirtiest family secrets.
And he wanted me to play his girlfriend.
As for Will and Diddy, they have been running in the same social circles for over 2 decades, sharing loads of great times at parties, events, and award shows throughout their careers. We already know that Diddy is famous for filming everyone who enters his bedroom, and it looks like he also made a footage of himself and Will, which now got to the wrong hands.
I know what goes on behind the scenes.
At first, it was just Diddy's bodyguard sharing juicy details, alleging that Diddy wasn't merely an observer but an active participant in different freak-off encounters with men. Shockingly, he claimed that Diddy has been bringing people in his bedroom with Cassie not for her, but for himself, and one of them was nonetheless Will Smith. After the rumor hit the headlines, many folks weren't shocked by that because, let's face it, we've already got enough proof of Puffy being on the deal side. As one fan wrote, Diddy will be in his glory in prison with all those men around him. And another user added, the way Puff opened his hotel room door naked with no shame. I don't think that Puff Diddy won't have a problem picking up the soap in prison. Well, a freak-off footage with another man cannot send Diddy to jail, but he has other things to be worried about because the feds aren't joking around with all the evidence they got against him. But folks, what do you think about this? Is there actually a footage of Will and Diddy being intimate that's about to be leaked? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check my other videos.